What a difference a week makes for a lifetime. Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti, and this is Making Comics and Arts. And man, oh man, it's been a whirlwind. Um, so, yeah, forget what episode this is, but you can read the title. Yeah, so I've been hustling, trying to get more paying work coming in, trying to, make progress in projects, and I've created a disaster. And uh, I always knew the solution was that I would have enough money coming in, and then that would free up time to finish past works and all this and that. Hey, if you're new here, or if you're a loyal follower and you actually watch this, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, share it with your friends. God damn it! You can tell I'm in a kind of good mood. Yeah, I've been grinding and uh, so many things not going well, but things finally have taken a turn. So I won't say everything that's going on, but well, one major thing is I mentioned. I'll get to this, and it's a little stack of stuff. Um, One thing I mentioned that I was working on is Smokes the Fox with Belmont Press. Well, I took myself off of that book. Um, it was a paying gig, and I really get along with Justin Belmont, the publisher. Um, and, you know, the penciler, Lee Weeks, he's a fantastic artist. Um, but he's very specific about what he needs. And honestly, the pages, I inked 5 pages, um, were stressing me out because I really wanted to give him exactly what he wanted. But he still had a bunch of notes. And it's mostly because um, early on, he mentioned to me, like, I got on the phone with him that, he didn't even know why he needed an anchor. He could ink it himself. I let the comment slide and, you know, and took the project, and, I mean, I already took the project before that, but, just continued on. Um, but yeah, creative differences. He's looking for something very specific, and he could easily do it himself. So go at it, Lee. I do look forward to the book when it comes out, and I'll pick it up because I enjoyed the two books that came before it. Um, and if anything ever develops outside of Smokes the Fox with Belmont Press, I'll be happy to join in on that project. But for the time being, I'm not the inker on that anymore. I even told Justin, look, don't give me credit. I'm tired of doing piecemeal stuff. And he was sad about it, but he'll do his thing and continue on. But we'll still be in touch. It's good to keep relationships going. I never worked with Lee before, and I probably never will. But that's okay. I still respect him and respect his work. Okay, so that's said and done. Um, this is the alternate cover, which I might have shown last time, I forget, of the missing half. The missing half. I believe it's still got a couple of days. Maybe it's crowdfunding, and so is designated. Um, so both of those crowdfunders have done let's be honest, they've done garbage. But that's okay. It's not, but it's okay. I could say that now with a sense of relief, because I got good things coming. But in regards to these two crowdfunders, um, I'm not sure what Tribe Comics is, the missing half, is gonna do at this point. They might just put it up on their website. Scott Sheehy worked months on their new website, and it's so much better than it was. So it might be worth it for them to do that, but it is kind of a new website at this point. They completely, changed it from what it was. Um, but yeah, I haven't been told anything, but I haven't asked. I'm already on to the next project. Um, and I mentioned Mark Torres with Designated, um, is planning to get the two covers fully done, and he's going to attempt to retry the crowdfunding for issue two. Um, so when that happens, I'll let everybody know. And if for whatever reason they decide to try crowdfunding for this book again, I'll let everybody know, of course. Um, I got the both links to the crowdfunders in the last video. I'm kind of busy, so I don't know if I'll put the links in today. A lot going on, a lot going on. But I wanted to get a video out and an update on a bunch of stuff. So so that's that. You know, it will at some point. This book will be up for sale. It was the first book me and Scott and Tribe as a whole have worked on, and I've done posts. It's like I plan to work with Scott for a couple of years at the very least, because I'm interested in working with, you know, um, not professionals, but a group of people who are just gung ho about making comics, and there's an excitement to that. That you don't always get from the old timers. I'm an old timer. I don't see myself that way, but I've been at this for a while. But I really like Scott's work. Um, I know that there's definitely room for improvement, and working with an artist. I always say like it takes a couple of books to really fine tune the, working together and improving. Well, we're already on to the next book. And this is the first page of the next book. This is a book called Copper Star, and this is issue three of four. The first two issues they already did a while back, so I jumped on with issue three. So I'm inking issue three over Scott. Issue four is already planned, and the team is together. Issue four, um, because I think it's Dustin is writing issue three. I think he's wrote the first three books. But we got another writer from the collective, Douglas, and he's going to be writing issue four. Um, and okay, so issues. I'm trying to get my facts straight. Issues one and two, were the same team except for me as an anchor. Um, yeah, so I'm an addition on issue three, but issues one and two were maybe 16-page stories. This issue, which is issue three, is going to be a full 22 pages. Issue 4, I think it's like 35, so almost kind of a double size issue for the finale, because they really want to um, make this something special, and it's going to launch into a series from there. So yeah, me and Scott, we were happy with the work we did on the missing half, um, but we really want to punch things up for issue 3, and he's given me carte blanche to do my thing. So I'm really having fun with his work. Um, and yeah, if you didn't know, like you see red on the page, although I don't have the colors turned up too much on my camera, but you know, I print the pencils out on in red, and then I go over with inks. And I'm really happy with the way this page turned out. And I'm going to show you the next few pages. So it's kind of light, um, but as you can tell, it's Scott is loose. Sometimes he's tighter than other times. You know, he's a professional because he's making all these comics. I mean, he has a stack. If you go to the website, Tribe Studio Comics, I forget if it's tribeuniverse.com or something. Eventually, I'll get my act together and put all the links. Um, but Scott never worked with an inker, so pushing him in the direction of being a type penciler is something that will develop over time. I don't have a problem with that. So yeah, this will be page 2, and I did the thumbnails for the first 5 pages. I don't know if I have time to get into doing the thumbnails for more, but anyway, that was fun to do, and I'll get into why I won't have time. Um, but yeah, this is the next page. I'll be inking, you know, full figure shot of our main character, and this is happening in a bar. So there's a group of people watching a fight going on, and then we see the bad guy in this issue for the first time. He's getting punched here. He's laid out on the ground there, and then he's, you know, just about in the stage of going to get up. Um, but yeah, you know, I really, I really have a lot of fun working over his work, and you know, it's like what Tribe is producing is a lot of just fun books. You know, it's not hardcore story, um, and the artwork is more reminiscent of stuff you would have seen in the 80s, I think. You know, he's almost got a John Byrne kind of flair to his work sometimes. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Like I said, I plan to do a lot of books with Scott. Um, and so I'll mention now issue 4. This is issue 3, which Scott is going to continue to pencil. And he's penciling the whole issue. I'm inking the whole issue. Um, Joe Flores is coloring the whole miniseries. Um, yeah, next issue will have a different writer. Um, there were 2 pencilers. There's one penciler had to bow out because he's got 2 day jobs, which is understandable. He may do a pen up, but uh, so there's one penciler, and I threw my hat into the ring. So I'm going to be co-penciling issue 4. How many pages that works out to be, we'll see. And I think the writer right now is working on a script, but I'll be inking issues 3 and 4 together, as well as penciling pages for issue 4. I wanted to get more penciling credit. Um, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I am working on Icebox, co-creating with another Justin. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I should get how to pronounce it. Stigmata? I don't know. It's not Stigmata. It's an S something. Um, well, with Icebox, we co-created, co-writing. I'm penciling. I'm going to be inking myself. If I haven't mentioned already, I'm going to be penciling and inking Icebox, and we're going to crowdfund as an ashcan. As soon as that happens, I'm going to let everybody know because uh, the profit we make off of that, a large sum of that is going to go to me to work on the book, and I'm going to put my all into that. I'm not as good a penciler as I am an inker, but my inking ability to make so pencils look good is that's my craft. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited about Icebox. Well, really excited about Copper Star. Really excited about Icebox. This I never get around to. Um, I'm gonna ink this piece at some point, and make this my second print. I do want to have a lot of prints, especially before I start going into conventions and whatnot. Um, so yeah, a lot of people love this art and love my inks on the crappy paper it was. That's why I'm redoing it. Initially, somebody bought this, um, but I was taking so long to ink it. I gave him his money back essentially. But that's okay. Uh, I'm gonna offer this for sale once it's fully inked. If anybody's interested, but I'll only accept payment once it's fully inked. So this is designated issue 2 that is crowdfunding. The book is half inked. This is actually, I printed this too dark, but that's okay. I could still ink it. Um, so at some point, things are gonna free up. Like I've been struggling, just trying to make ends meet, trying to pay bills, trying to have food in the house, food for the cats. I got my one cat and I got one stray. I don't, I don't know when I'm getting a home for this stray. I'm fostering him, but he's a part of the family at the moment. Anyway, yeah, so things will sort of open up for me because I'll be getting a lot better pay on some gigs coming up. So yeah, this is just a couple of pages of designated. Um, gorgeous, gorgeous pencils. This is the artist on this is Jade Smith. This is the only project he's ever done. This 5-issue miniseries. I'm really having a lot of fun working on this stuff. But I had to shelf it too many times. But it's I'm gonna get this done this year. Like I said, Mark's gonna crowdfund it again once the covers are done, and the book will be fully done. As far as pencils and inks. Um, and then this, I did a little more work on this. I finished the buildings in the background, except for some lines on that one. Uh, yeah, I want to finish some lines on that, but I just started on that. Uh, this is the last page. I held off on finishing the last page because I wanted to go off on a good note and didn't want to rush the last page. But also, I held off because I want to finish this and dive into all the other things I got to do, which means I got to have a block of time. Um, and that, let's see, I'll just put this on top because this is really my current workload is working on Copper Star 3. Um, so yeah, retro, retro. I need a couple of thousand to fulfill retro right in a block of time, um, which means I have to have an income where I can relax and not have to hustle, and because I've been messaging people looking for work, looking for, do you need an inker? Posting about that, posting about commission art, and it's been a lot of work. Um, so um, I got a couple of things that haven't been announced coming up. One, I'll just say it's sort of a serial comic, meaning I'll do maybe 4 pages a week for a publication. I'll leave it at that until the writer artist announces it. But it's something that would be a lot of fun, something that would pay me my top rate. Um, because I've done work in recent years where I'm not getting my full rate, and it's annoying. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. But the biggest news, and I gotta keep it vague, um, probably won't be talking about this until next year unless the a writer approached me about this. Um, so I got a graphic novel I'm gonna be inking, and I'm getting my top rate and possibly a decent sized advance. So, I'm still struggling at the moment, just to have food in the house. Um, my rent is covered. That's like first and foremost. Internet I turned off. I'm using my neighbors with her permission. And that's working out great. I can't freaking stream, which would improve things, but um, down the line, um, I'll be in a much better position, and maybe I'll move out of here and get to a place where Wi-Fi is better. Um, if things go really well this year, I'll also buy a new computer, which was half the problem. So my internet wasn't strong enough, and my computer is old. Yeah, I'm on Windows 10. Windows 11 is out, if you didn't know. Um, it's a fine line because when I was streaming, when it was decent, it still, you know, sort of jumbled my voice here and there or the video here and there. It was never perfect in all the time I've been streaming. Um, so yeah, between the sort of weekly gig and the graphic novel and working on this Copper Star, both issue 1 and 2, and the fact that I'll be penciling, I mean, not 1 and 2, 3 and 4, sorry, um, co-penciling issue 4, the fact that I'll be penciling and inking uh, Icebox, um, and what am I leaving out? And yeah, just planning to really dive into retro at the end of this year to get that finally fulfilled. I thought about it, and it's like I have other things on the side I gotta finish off. I got designated um, issue two here, but I got three more issues to do as well. All of this is to say that um, I'll finally, I can stop fucking hustling and stop panicking and stop worrying and just get on a, strict daily, weekly schedule and really map things out. Um, and not, you know, next couple weeks I'm getting by, but after that I should be good. And next month or September, I'll be in really good shape. So, got to focus on the work, which is what I do best. And so it's me going back to what I was doing in the 90s. Stop all this hustling. I'll still post and I'll do videos, um, but I'm gonna get focused on what I gotta accomplish. And that's the good news. That's the great news. That's the fantastic news. That's the phenomenal news. Um, it's taken me a long time to get here. You know, it's almost 2 years. It'll be August 1st since I lost my best friend Lisa, and you know 6 months after that my career bottomed out, and it's taken me this long to build it up from zero. But I'm finally seeing the light, and yeah. Please share this video with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Have it as a story. Share it on your timelines. Um, mention it in a video. Uh, yeah, just if I can get all I've said in this video out to many more people, that's kind of a goal. And I'll be sharing it out and resharing it out and resharing it out and sharing it in groups. Um, because that's the extent of my hustle at the moment. I'm gonna get fucking focused and jam out as much work weekly as possible, and just catch up on past projects and clean up my schedule to where it's just new work, and we can finally see a lot of these books start coming out. So yeah, like plan to truly crowdfund retro because the original crowdfunder was only for a week. I'm gonna do 30 days, 60 days. I'm gonna do new cover, possibly a painted cover, maybe both. um, I'm gonna have more extras. Oh, here's a question. If you're still watching and still listening and actually paying attention, here's a quandary. Um, I was planning a zero issue for retro, um, and that still might be a possibility. The zero issue would consist of, I think, five 8-page stories, one of which I would write pencil and ink and color, um, and the other four, or it would be four 8-page stories. maybe it would be 4 8 page stories because want it as a 32-page book. Do the math. Anyway, um, okay, so the other three stories would be co-written by some friends and penciled by some artists I like. And I would ink all the stories and color all the stories. And each of those stories, well, my story that I'm fully doing will be the origin of Retro's name, him as a character. The other stories would be a glimpse into future storylines within the series, because I plan to do this book for as long as humanly possible, retro. So, what would you rather see? Would you rather see that kind of zero issue, or would you rather see it be a supplemental? Supplemental, to my knowledge, is uh, a book that has the character, but it's kind of extra stuff. I might do my 8 page story, which is the origin of Retro's name, but I won't do the other stories. I'll just have extra stuff. Maybe, a lot of people have come to me offering. Oh, excuse me 1 minute. Foolishly, I started cooking something. Didn't know I would go on this long. Turned off the heat. So yeah, a lot of people come to me and saying, "Hey, I'll offer up a pinup. I'll offer up a cover." Um, and the more I think about it, it's like I've been swayed. I've been okay. I'm going to do alternate covers, but I'm probably only going to have one alternate cover drawn by somebody else, and I'll ink the cover and color the cover. Because I want the majority of retro to be me, my work. It only makes sense, right? Um, so I'm thinking like, maybe I can make a supplemental for the big crowdfunder of retro when I get there. Maybe the middle of next year, somewhere down the line. I was going to do it sooner, but I think, it's only smart for me to do it, take my time and do it right. I want to have a full month off the majority of my work, meaning let me catch up on everything and put everything behind me and be able to relax. If I'm just working on at that point on the graphic novel and the weekly project, um, that will be doable. Um, so yeah, zero issue with a bunch of other friends, co-writers that I enjoy and artists that I enjoy, and that would be something special. Or do I do a supplemental where I have my story in it, but I have a bunch of pinups by other people? Probably the cover will be by somebody else, um, and whatever extras, other extras I can think of. Um, the reason being is um, for the supplemental rather than a zero issue is the more I thought about it, it's like I want retro to be an ongoing series, uh, and I want to be able to like put retro on my shelf as well, and have issue one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, all in a row, and you know, doing issue one first, and then issue zero, and then going to issue two. It's a quirky little thing. I'm a quirky little guy, but What do you think? What's your 2 cents? Give me your comments down below. Give me comments about everything I talked about. If you're excited for any of it, if you're disappointed in me, if you want to get together for a bagel, anything, anything at all. The last thing I'll mention is because of all the great things happening, and this is going to be a couple years out. I've talked conventions before, but I have never been outside the states. Um, well, and this is where I'll mention one of the projects I do want to get done this year is a sort of an American manga book with Aletha Martinez, my old friend. She's a fantastic writer, creator, artist. I mean, most people know her as a penciler. Um, she's done work in recent years with DC Comics. Um, she's phenomenal, and there's this project. Um, I looked it up the other day. It's a Japanese title, and it translated to I forget what the second part was. Mermaid, but there's no mermaids in it. I don't get the title. I call it doll because she sort of said it translated to doll. I don't get the title at all. Anyway, uh, eventually I'll get to pronounce it and it will be what it will be. Anyway, we're doing a book together. It might be one issue. It might be crowdfunded, or she might just print it. She might print it in black and white. It might be color. I hope it's a mini series at the very least, and it will be in full color and it will be crowdfunded. I'm gonna try to talk her into it. She's not so keen on crowdfunding, um, but she's a name, and it would be effortless. I'll crowdfund it for her if she wants, and just link it to her bank or whatever. Um, but hey, if you know Aletha, then you can mention it to her. Okay, so this I'm going on much further, longer than I thought. Um, yeah, because of that, because it's sort of a manga influenced, and I've shared a page from it, a splash page, and usually got a lot of people loving it, and I totally loved the project, and I put it aside because I wanted to feel like I was doing my best work, and I haven't felt that consistently in years. But one of the things about not having to hustle and to really work on not only daily but weekly, like really knuckling down and focusing on work, is I'll get back. I'll get back there. So I'm planning 2 trips because the graphic novel I'll be working on, the writer is from the UK. He's from specifically London. So I'm going to be planning a trip to London, and because I'm doing a manga book, I'm going to be planning a trip to Japan. Now, both will revolve around conventions. I haven't in my lifetime I have not been outside of the United States. Um, it would be great to go both places, but I got to make it a business trip. Both of them a business trip. So, you know, it but it's all how it pans out. So we'll see. But yeah, I would love to go to London. I would love to go to Japan. I would love to go to a lot more places, but we'll take those two first. Um, so I say those two because of the projects involved, and I'll be um, like I want to set up the trips to where I'm with these people at whatever convention with these projects, and I'll be able to bring my my book retro with me as well as some other work, like this, the stacks of projects I got with other people. Um, so yeah, so loosely a couple years out from now, that before that, hopefully I'll get to some conventions in the States maybe next year, maybe 2 years from now as well. Um, but yeah, right now I'm looking at a ton of work, and my problem is to find a way to get it all done. All right, so that's everything. Thank you all for listening. Once again, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I hope of all the videos on my channel that this one goes viral. So share it out, like it, leave a comment below. That gets this video seen by more people. If you, even if you say hi, tell me what you got going on, what projects you're working on, what movies you're seeing. I want this video to have 100 comments. So get to it. Yeah, that's everything. I'll upload this as soon as I can, and talk to you again in a week, hopefully. Um, Hope everybody's doing well. I'm certainly ecstatic because I've been through hell, and now finally seeing the other side. Love you all. Keep making comics, keep making art, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.